Let's begin. Today I'm starting this DevOps course that is divided into two parts. One is foundation, another one is advanced. So here I am with the overall what we are going to cover. All the icons are on the screen. So the basic structure, the foundation course is going to cover with the basic Linux and going forward how the virtualization impacting, and that we can make it with the within your laptop, local laptop, how we can make that with the VirtualBox and Vagrant. Those we are going to see. After that we'll go for the Git. That is a most important thing where distributed source code management we are going to have, and then we are going to work with the Jenkins CI/CD. So it's a deployment pipeline tool which we are going to use most widely in all different client clouds. We are using that one. So whatever we are going to learn, it is completely generic technologies which we are going to learn that will be applicable on any cloud. That is a basic thing. Okay. So after this foundation completes, then we'll go for the advanced. So in the advanced, we are going to have the three important things: Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible. So Docker is a containerization technology, and then the containers we can make it as a cluster high available on the clouds or on non-premise and on premises. You can also work with this. So there is a configuration management tool which is supporting the infrastructure as a code, that is mostly working with the Ansible, and some of the projects they are working with the Terraform. So you can use any one of them, any tool, and Ansible I'm going to cover in this advanced course. Okay, so how we are going to go deeper and higher end, that how it makes, that is we are going to see in this next slides. So before going to the course, I'll just give you a brief intro about myself. Myself having approximately 2 decades of experience, and I'm available on all social medias, and I'm working as a lead DevSecOps engineer. Earlier, I worked on Oracle Cloud and AWS GCP, and DevOps engineering, starting from that, wherever it is that the words dev and op came. Since then, I'm started working on that one. The name is keep on changing, and there are a lot of new technologies keep on adding to this one. So I worked on build engineering team. I worked in continuous integration team. I worked on delivery. I worked on automations with the shell scripting, WLST, Python, middleware technologies. That is all goes on. So that's about my experience intro. So there are some reviews, and you can also see in the Facebook. You can also see in the Google on the Viboa Technologies. If you search, you can find my profile with the testimonials from different students. You can see. So far, I have published a couple of technical blogs. So DevOps Hunter is a current one which I'm keep on updating continuously. So where we are having the latest technologies and what I'm learning daily. So all those things I'm adding. So earlier, before to DevOps learning, I was with the middleware technologies. That time I worked with that Python. I worked with the couple of other automations, Fusion middleware, Oracle products. I worked on Jython. I worked on shell script. I worked on Python. So all these are different blogs I have posted. So that is all come to different blogs which you can search in Google and you can find them. Yeah, so these are all my testimonials from my students. You can go through that. You can look into the Google Google Maps, or you can search in Google or Facebook. You can get it. And any questions from my profile? Anyone?
No, Pawan.
Thank you. So the plan is like this. If we are going for the course commitment we are going to get, you have to give it to Shailaja, and the course will be two options. Any one of them is going to work, not two. Okay. So weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 3 hours, or weekdays, Monday to Friday, morning or evening. So any one of the choice for the weekdays. So these are the options we have. So that one, yeah. So most of the even this Monday to Friday, that is evening 8 p.m. we are going to plan. Okay. So when you're going to do this course, obviously you have to doing, you will be sharing your screen. So you should not log in with mobiles. You are going to log in with your laptops. That's the most important thing, because everything learning by doing. Okay. So this program, what are the prerequisites? What you should have? If you don't have, you let me know so that we can go with these basic prerequisites also. Do you have awareness of Linux, everyone?
No, I'm not aware actually.
Okay, so
Our
yeah. So Linux basics will be covering in the initial, and then we'll move on to the network. Then we'll try to understand all the CLI commands so that you can have some idea about how the scripts will work, automations will work. That will make help on your CI/CD pipelines as well. The second thing is SSH connectivity. The most of the real-time projects we are going to connect with the SSH terminals. So there are different options, but when you're connecting to the different clouds, Azure cloud, AWS cloud, GCP cloud, we should aware how we are connecting. So there is a simple two keys we are going to use in the internet world or cloud world. So public key, private. So private key, public key that can be generated on the CLI, and then that will be accessing. You want to connect to one of your instance on the cloud. Okay, you can make instance on your own laptop. You can make instance on the cloud. Both we will see in the practicals in our learnings. Virtual machine, once we are launched in your local laptop, that will be helping us to look into the local system. Then most important thing which we are going to have in the real-time requirement, most commonly required for every DevOps engineer need to know CLI commands, that is VI editor. So when you are working on the VI editor, you definitely need to go for the just a minute. Yeah, so VIM both are same. VIM is the latest version, and VI is the most fastest and most flexible editor in the Linux operating systems. So every cloud user or every DevOps engineer must know this VI commands. So actually, I have one set of tutorial which is already published freely on the Vaibhav Technologies. You can go through that VI editor commands, but it is in Telugu. So how many of you are non-Telugu here? No? Everyone speaks Telugu. Okay, good. That looks good. Yeah, when we start this batch, and I'm just going to give you some high-level conditions or concerns which applies to you. So here, Amazon Web Server, AWS account you need to open. If you are going to have this one student account, that will be allows you to access at least 6 months, and Azure 1 month, GCP 3 months. But that depends on the what size of the your requirements. Okay, so basic Linux commands, Unix shell scripting, we are going to see, because if everyone not familiar with that one, then we'll see that one. Next one is the session is most interactive. We are not always keeping muted. Okay, anyone can ask any question related to DevOps. There should be a lot of hands-on every time we are going to work with the screen sharings. That's why I'm asking you, don't be connected always to the class. If it is very emergency, then only you can connect from the mobiles. And make sure that when you're launching, when you created the VM, that should be up and running before connecting to the session. That is another important thing. So once you started the session and I'm asking you to hand over the screen, or you have to volunteer your screen, then you should be ready with that one. Okay. And if you give an assignment, you should post your issues, urgent issues, or whatever you are unable to solve your problems, then go for that and post it uh, on our WhatsApp group. There is a dedicated channel we are going to, dedicated group we are going to have in WhatsApp. Okay, so most of the things what we are going to discuss, that is related to the technology, that will be discussed in that group. No other sharings will happen in that particular group. It's a like community where we are going to have the all the issues related to DevOps. Okay, and virtualization labs, we are going to work with the different two options what we have. Vagrant VirtualBox we are going to use to create the virtual labs on your laptops. Okay, so this is a high level learning rules what I would like to share with you. Okay, so how this DevOps came into the world. Patrick Deboit, he is a person who is just joins communicating with this community. He's discussing in one of the conference in Belgium that is happening in 2009. That time he is spoken and he started saying that this is a word, we can make it. Developers and operation guys can work together to resolve the many issues. So that's the main idea. But before that one, there are a lot of things happen related to open source. There are two types of softwares we have. One is closed, that is vendor specific. If you take the example of Oracle database, it's a vendor specific. IBM WebSphere, that's a vendor specific. Sun Solaris, it was there earlier. HP UX, these are all specific to some vendors. Okay, so they sell the software with a license. People get that with the paying the money, and then they will get. So DevOps culture changed that one to come to the open source. So this was initiated before when Linux started. So Linux was before Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds' idea, he created the first kernel and he put it on the internet. Everyone can download and they can modify that one. So that was the idea initially initiated by the Multics, and before that one, some open source communities was there. Even if you go to the GitHub, there are licenses specific to open sourcing. GPL, general public license. Anyone can put the code, anyone can use that one. So that is the idea. A lot of softwares what we are using in the learning process, that is all came from this GPL licensing only. Okay, so that's a high level overview from where it came. Okay, so how this model is working with the software development. Software development since 90s it started, 90s 50s to whatever right now we are seeing into 2000 plus. That is all followed waterfall methodology. There is no other go. There are some small different changes were there, but every software industry use the same model. Okay, so yearly there was a huge number of changes will happens to the softwares, whatever the software it may be. It may be website application, or it may be desktop application, it may be anything software. So that software is going to have changes only once in a year or 6 months and a year. It's a long distance time travel to get the new feature. So that was a biggest disadvantage in the waterfall model. Okay, so once you're going to see the comparison differences, they are all came from this previous learnings. So here, the 100% of the system under development was defined upfront. We are going to do X, Y, Z features. That will be first, they are going to tell 6 months before. After that, that will be coming into the software in the waterfall model. So once the phase completes, there was no option to go back. Rollback is not there in the waterfall model. So that was a disadvantage. Okay, so there is a new technology, new methodology came, that is lean methodology. It is developed by mechanical engineers who works in the Toyota in 1990s. Okay, so what is this lean methodology? So a very, very interesting thing. They started working on this idea just for 3 months and they made it successful. The car manufacturing was turned into very productive and successful after applying this lean methodology. What is this methodology? Simple word, that is remove unnecessary options. That's all. Remove unnecessary options. So the same thing is applicable for the software also. Same thing applicable for everyone's life also. So whenever you see in something in your home which is unusable, then try to remove, put it outside. That is always makes more clear. Some people are waiting in the room. Sorry. All right. So lean methodology is very, very simple to understand. That is remove unnecessary options from the system. There are some things are there, but people are not using that one. For example, in the car, there is something handrest in the back seat. If people are not using, try to remove that one. That was a simple example they have used and they have made it successful. The delivery process improved. So I'm just giving one example. They have identified multiple things removed from the manufacturing part. And if they remove that one, the complete product coming deliveries become faster. So product delivery is becoming faster because of unnecessary things are removed. The same thing, same ideology is also used, applied for the simple example for our software. If you go for the vagrant boxes. I'll just give the same analogy comparing with that one. So if you go for installation of the CentOS operating system on a machine, it is going to take at least 1 or 2 days. The software you need to download, that may be on the internet, that may be in a CD, that maybe takes the 6 GB or 6 to 8 or 9 GB of CD. So that was a optical disc. We have to get it and try to play, download, install, whatever the way you can do. But it takes huge size. So I'm just taking 6 GB bigger size. In that one, Vagrant software, what they have prepared, they follow the Agile methodology and lean methodology. So they have removed all unnecessary things and they keep only that is required to run the Linux kernel. So when you just write Vagrant up, it is going to pull the 300 to 600 MB size, where 6 GB, where 300 MB. It's a very, very tiny, smallest Linux kernel you are going to get that. Okay, so that is a simple approach what DevOps is following. In 2003, IT teams are started approaching this one lean methodology, implementing in their software development. There are a lot of communities started using this delivery, and they got a lot of success. They are slowly developing. One of the slowly developing and keep growing into the biggest, that is Amazon e-commerce. And they now, it is the biggest success they made in the e-commerce. So applications response, how frequently Amazon is going to deploy their application, it is very, very, very frequent. Compare with any other software. Any other software in the world, only Amazon e-commerce website is super fast deployments are happening. Okay, next Google, next YouTube. So these are all internet-based applications. So guys, are you with me? Do you know what is internet language? How we can get the pages?
No, no,
No.
Pawan.
Okay, so how do you get the web page? Anyone? How do we get a web page on the browser? Or if you just go to the Google, how we are getting that?
We will have a web server behind the internet, and there is some pages serving the pages that will load when we are sending request. That will
Exactly.
load that page and will
Yes.
deliver.
Yes.
Deploying jar or EAR or
Yeah, that is a Java-based applications. So not every every language use the same structure or same way. But at end of the browser, what you are getting, that is HTML, hypertext markup language. In the browser, what you are seeing, internet language, that is internet browser can understand HTML, a markup language. Okay, so how you are going to send, that is a different ways, different methods. You can send from the Python, you can send it from the Java server, you can send web servers, Nginx, you can use Tomcat, you can use WebLogic, any server. Okay, so if you look at that structure, how that software development is easy. So lean methodology, that is from the Japan. So Japan thought process, how it happens, what they are focused when they are applied this one to the Toyota. So these are all important points you can see here. So lean thinking is a transformational framework that aims to provide a new way to think. Think about organization, human activities, what you are doing in that particular project, software development or delivering things. More benefit how we can get. Every software company, think about the customers. Think about the customer success that makes their success. So that is what we have to think, so that our ideology also makes towards success. Okay, so benefits focus. What benefits, how we can make societies related, or how we are going to make that any idea you take that will be applicable in your software development. Okay, so the development process is simplified in this lean methodology. When you're working on the team, so you have to have these processes. Okay, so if you have the one particular team, there are going to have different types of experienced people. The people can be higher experience, 10, 15, 20 years of experience. The people may be just freshers, they can join. So team should have teamworks. Team should connect with all kind of people. That's why people uses names instead of sir or madam on regular industry or in any other industries. Only in software industry, people will be called with their names. Challenges in latest after 2000 year, whatever people who born, they want challenges. They want challenges. So the software, every software development is broken down into small pieces, and the work can be done in 2 weeks. That is a time limit, and everyone who is going to select the task, try to work. And when they are working on the task, they are trying own way to solve the problems. Once the problem is solved, that will be delivered as a teamwork. Okay, and every team member is respect from others. This is what the lean methodology. And you are making that improvement. Everyone is trying to focus on the Kaizen technique. Kaizen is one Japanese word. That word is meaning is improvement. Okay, so this is a high end. What is the meaning of lean? Toyota is applied and they got success. It is continuous improvement. So this, whatever you are doing Kaizen, dividing small pieces, trying to work, go and see, test it. So when you're seeing, not only you should see. Suppose I'm developing one Python program, that program should be seen by Sanjay. That program can be seen by Mohan, right? So you are going to see somebody, team members should check that one, is it working correctly or not? So go and see Genshi. Kaizen is improving. First time I have written that program, the Python program, 10 lines. Next time I want to make it 5 lines. Improving that code efficiency, effectiveness. Okay, so this is all happens with your own way of ideas, how you can deliver it. Okay, guys, within 10 minutes, if we are going to disconnect, please reconnect again. Okay, yeah, so lean methodology is adopted in the software industry and they name it as agile methodology. Okay, so what we have in the agile in DevOps culture, the agile is a software methodology. Okay, so plan something. That plan should be very small. To develop something, you are going to design it. You will show that design to entire team. All team members will look into that one. They can give some suggestions or they can give some, if you have some mistakes in that one, they tell you how to rectify, who is having some idea about that one. Then you are going to develop the code. After design, going for the developing, that may be query, that may be SQL, that can be C, that can be Java, anything that will be developed. Once it is developed, testing. So you will be thoroughly testing rigorously and then we'll move it to the running into the different levels of environments. Deployment means different environments. Every software development, we are going to have development, testing, and production. So these are the deployment phases. Once these phases are all reviewed successful, then it will go for the production, launch to the live. Okay, so this is how the agile process is going to work. Plan, design, develop, test, deploy, review, and launch. This is the agile methodology. Okay, so this is followed in every DevOps lifecycle. And this is continuously happening, and the DevOps logo is representing that one with the infinity loop. Continuously we are doing this one. Continuous word came from the lean technology, lean methodology that is applied in here. Agile following all the steps. So agile steps we are following in the DevOps. So this infinity symbol: plan, code, build, test, release. Release, from here it went to the production. So this deployment, this is a non-production. So deployment, whenever you are doing, it's a development test environments. It is operated. You can start and stop n number of times and then see, monitoring how it happens. If something goes wrong, something is less, something high, then you have to change that one from the monitoring system. So this is continuously happening, endless possibilities it is giving you to learn things and do changes. So DevOps can create an infinity loop of releases and feedbacks. All your code, all your deployments, targets, the final target is going to the launching of the code into the live or production. Okay, so if you have any question about DevOps, let me know. Are you with me? Hello.
No doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, Panvi, we are with you.
Thank you. Are you following a DevOps infinite loop?
Yes, Pawan, yes.
Yes.
So just whatever the activities we are doing with the DevOps, development and operations. So earlier, this job titles was just developers, Java developers, backend developers, front-end developers. So that terminology is changed in the full stack now. So now they are saying end to end, from the beginning to end, whatever the flow goes, anyone can do anything. They can select, they can learn, they can do that. Okay, so anytime you can have a comparison, and you are going to have this complete flow with you, and this if you are going to do with a security purpose on this entire DevOps, you're going to have every step you're thinking in a secure way. That is a DevSecOps. Okay, same thing, same flow is here. Code is there, plan and code, build, test, release, deploy, operations, monitor, same DevOps. Extra what you are having. On the code, you can see static analysis. This will be whenever the code changes are come in a week or 2 weeks, Agile Scrum is completed, then every time you are going to scan the code, it may be Java, it may be Python. That scan code is going to give you, is there any vulnerabilities? What is vulnerabilities? What is vulnerabilities? You have any idea?
I think it's any open ports for our server, and is there any loophole to connect our
No,
server or
it's
receive
not related to the network actually. Code I'm talking about. So code static analysis, that will gives you vulnerabilities. Okay, so I'll give you that. So when you're going to have a program, Java program or C program, C++ program, something you are developed. Okay, so that code may leads, it may go to some infinite loop, that may stuck, that may have the memory problem. When you run the program, it works, but after running 3 or 4 days, after running 1 month, it is going to have some problem. That is previously learned. This kind of program, if you write, there is a problem occurs. So that will be identified by tools. Static analysis will be scanned by tools. There are number of tools, and we can get the result, how many classes impacting, how many classes have the problems. So it will show that Java programs, whatever you develop, or the queries. When you develop the programs, not only Java program, Python program, it may be query that may be connecting to the SQL, PLSQL, or the functions or procedures. So those are making continuous connection, or it is making the connection long access, or it will be falling into the infinite loop. These are all things it is going to analysis. Okay, static analysis is based on the code, any code. Then threat model. If one particular code you have written, something you have written password in the program, in the code, so you should not write. So that is scanned, and that is also gives you in the threat model. Okay, it will find that one and then gives you. So when you're working on this DevSecOps team, you need to focus on outer infinity. What you are seeing here, outer layer. You need to do continuously log monitoring. You have to put the policies, rules you have to implement. You have to audit how many users are connected. Count that one. Each user, is that person is really a member of your employment, or he left the company and still the user is existing. Then what you need to do? Remove that user. Okay, so these activities all comes into DevSecOps. Development operations will be done by only secure access. Who is having, those people can do that. Okay, so DevOps is a first level, DevSecOps is next more secure level. Okay, so here the threat intelligence, monitoring and detecting anything is going to wrong, or any IP level or port level you are getting some problems, you need to do scanning on the different levels. The monitoring will be done on the every aspect. You have to find a way to how to recover. If you are working on the data